And good morning, Minecraft. This is Kassarian, and I am in my university world to show you a new build. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Infinite Blaze Rod Production Facility. Well, production line, I guess. Alright, so how does this thing work? Well, we are actually exploiting something of a bug. If you look up blaze rods, or blaze powder, right? Okay, so you get 2 of it from just putting it in your crafting table, right? But you get 5 of it from throwing it in a macerator. Well, that's cool. 5 blaze rods from a macerator? Well, what can you do with that? Well, take a look at the recipe for a blaze rod. You can throw 2 blaze powder in with a minium stone and get 1 blaze rod. Now, previously, we've had some issues with sort of builds like this because minium stones and what are they called? Philosopher stones take damage whenever you craft. But thanks to Soren and Zycraft and his fabricators, we've finally solved the issue. So here are 2 approaches that I have designed for this system. Let's start with this one over here. So first of all, we have our fabricator. Right here. Now the fabricator just has the blaze powder minium stone recipe painted into it. And the fabricator ignores damage status. So let's take a look at this now. Our minium stone goes here to prevent it from being pulled out by anything. And we have a filter here that's pulling out the blaze rods and setting them up along the line. From there, they go into this macerator, where they're macerated into 5 blaze powder and then pulled into the fabricator. The fabricator creates the blaze rods, and this filter, with a blaze rod in it, pulls it out and sends it back over. Power for the macerator, in this case, is being provided by a low-voltage solar array and a bat box. Nice! Now, just to speed things up, I've thrown 2 overclockers in here. And that's about the maximum you can do before you start really chewing through the power and losing it. So, this system produces blaze rods at a fairly consistent rate, as you can see there. You can see it's not the fastest in the world, but it's certainly, it certainly works. It produces 2 on a cycle, then 3 on a cycle, then 2 on a cycle. Because remember, we're producing 5. So, if it runs twice, we get an even number of blaze rods. This system over here, and I'm using filters here, as you can see, timer. This system here is a little bit more complicated. I can already hear some, what the hell did you do? Well, what I did was actually kind of simple. So, what we're doing here is we have the retriever that's pulling the blaze powder out here. You could do this with the filter. I used a retriever because I'm using a sorting machine, so I already have some blue trick power going in. A bat box and a single solar panel is more than enough to keep this thing charged up. Okay, this is kind of important for this build, okay? I have it set to the column sequential mode. So first it's pulling one out and coloring it white, then it's pulling another one out and coloring it orange. Why is this important? Well, on this system, we're not using a solar panel. We're actually using blaze rods to power our generator. Nice. So as you can see here, it sends 1 down orange and 1 up white. 1 down orange, 1 up white. Nice and simple, right? So we're evenly distributing. Any other blaze rods we produce are going down to the macerator. When the macerator is full, the blaze rods are being sent down into here. The other thing it's doing is it's sending them along here to power the generator. When the generator is full, it gets sent down along. Now, you're probably thinking, well, Kassarian, you're using more power here, so this is going to be a little slower, right? Well, not exactly, because that's why this is a little faster. With the generator, we can fit 3 overclocker upgrades into this macerator. So this system, even with that generator burning, is actually faster. You can see here they're actually close to, no, not really close. This system, believe it or not, is actually faster. I've shown this to you guys. I don't think I've tested it a couple times, and this system consistently outperforms this system over here. Fairly consistently. This thing, you can see, is already losing power because it's become nighttime. It should almost run out by the time daylight comes around again. So, in essence, if you want to use a bit of extra power here, if you want to have that extra, if you want a little more complicated using a sorting machine, I would recommend this system right here to produce all the blaze rods you could ever want. Now, I don't think this system is actually going to produce enough blaze rods on its own to power, say, a boiler. But the nice thing about the system is you could compact it quite a bit. Bring this pipe in, bring these pipes in here, throw some covers on things, kind of compact this down to a nice small little box. And you could fit a couple of them in to power your boilers. And after all, this entire system, once you've set it up and once you've got it started, which I got it started with, I think 3 blaze rods to start with. Just threw 1 in here and 2 into the macerator. This system will self-power. Just kick it off. It'll keep running forever and ever and ever and ever. And I'm using, again, battery box to power it. You could probably do the same thing with a, what are those things? Thermopile. But that's up to you. So, folks, I hope you enjoyed our little quick tour of the Auto Blaze Rod Producer. I decided to produce this video after talking with some guys on Direwolf IRC, and this is kind of a demonstration on why this problem needs to be fixed quickly, please, because this is kind of silly. This isn't that complicated. This isn't that difficult. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. As always, if you enjoyed this video or found it useful, please click the like button, throw me a comment, or possibly even subscribe. I always like that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much, and as always, happy mining.